Queensland's worsening COVID crisis. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, let's have a look at this article from news.com.au, which is highlighting the worsening crisis that we're facing here in Queensland. Now our 3-day lockdown has been extended. It was meant to end, well, today. It's continuing on till Sunday. We'll have to see if it continues on beyond that, because just looking at the number of locations that they're going to have to try and contact trace, I wouldn't be surprised. Everyone, sorry to say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's extended. You just prepare yourself for that potential eventuality. So, this is live breaking news. Queensland lockdown updates and COVID-19 case numbers, written by Alexis Carey. So, Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk has taken the extraordinary step of writing to the public directly in an emotional op-ed as the state's Delta nightmare escalates. Writing in the Courier Mail, the Premier warned the virus was spreading among our kids, and that Queenslanders must work together to stop the spread. She warned the Delta variant moves faster and makes people sicker, with many destined to end up in hospital as their condition deteriorates. And she confirmed that one of the cruel twists of this outbreak has been the fact it is affecting the schools, where a lot of healthcare workers send their children, potentially plunging the healthcare system into chaos. Her comments come as more than 1/3 of the state's COVID cases are in children aged under 10, with Brisbane's elite private schools driving the outbreak. Well, there you go, everyone. And this is the problem. It'll go from one family to another with regards to the school outbreak. I'm surprised this hasn't occurred before, to be honest. Just seeing how the schools, how the kids play at schools, guys. Hopefully the children will all be fine and barely notice it. So, here we go. Call up bed. Yep. Unlikely Queensland's huge lockdown blow. We reported earlier on the worrying signs Queensland snap lockdown could be extended again beyond Sunday as residents fail to take the current outbreak seriously. Now that theory has been supported by a health expert with Professor of Epidemiology at the University of New South Wales, Mary Lewis McLaws, telling Today the lockdown was unlikely to end this weekend. She said it was a particular concern that children were driving the outbreak, and kids can spread the Delta variant very easily. It is unlikely for them to lift all restrictions on the weekend. They probably are very, very cautious, she said. They're going to be terrified about this. They called a lockdown on the second day, so I think that they will, of course, be looking at the sewage water for any evidence of how far it has spread. And we're having a presser at 10 a.m. Everyone will have to look at that. New exposure sites added. Queensland Health has issued a new public health alert with new exposure sites in Springfield Central, Pullen Vale, Wollongabba, Sunnybank, Brisbane City and Southport. So there you go. It's on the Gold Coast, guys. The string of new sites includes an IGA store, several hospitals and health clinics. This is a reminder for all Queenslanders to keep checking the list of exposure venues on the Queensland Health website and follow the public health advice, they said in a statement. If you have any COVID-19 symptoms at any time, no matter how mild, you should immediately get tested for COVID-19. So the elite school cluster jumps as the outbreak escalates. Brisbane's elite private schools are driving the current Queensland cluster, which has so far affected more children than adults. Overnight, 2 more students at Brisbane Grammar School returned positive results, according to an email issued by the campus on Monday night. Last night, it was also revealed Brisbane Girls Grammar School students had tested positive. It brings the total number of cases linked to these schools to 4, including 3 students and 1 parent. So, a spreading group warning over the Queensland cluster. Dr. Norman Swan has told the ABC's Queenslanders outbreak indicated the Delta variant posed a particular risk to younger people. The Delta does seem to be drifting into younger age groups, he told ABC News Breakfast this morning. So it's spreading. So it's a spreading group, and it really does need to be taken seriously. It's partly because the older people have been immunized and it's drifting down, but it may have a predilection for younger people. Dr. Swan said that meant Australians should consider changing the vaccine rollout by prioritizing teenagers to 40-year-olds who are currently barred from accessing the Pfizer jab. Well, it just shows you that they pinned all their hopes on AstraZeneca. That's what it is. And the media's, sparked fears, you've got hesitancy, people are worried. Another one, clue the lockdown could be extended again. There are worrying signs that Queensland's slap lockdown, which has already been extended from Tuesday to Sunday as cases climb, could blow out again. Health experts are reportedly seriously concerned by the current outbreak compared to previous ones, with authorities fearing the public are failing to take it seriously. Well, people are exhausted. People are over it. That's the problem. With Queensland's roads remaining packed with vehicles, police moving to shut down protests, and fines being handed out to anti-maskers, there are growing concerns the public's lackluster response could keep the state in lockdown limbo. Well, I mean, here you go. If you get an outbreak that really hits the state hard, then you'll get a vaccination uptick because people will start to see the effects. We've been very, very fortunate here in Queensland because it's been hardly noticeable, honestly, with a lot of going out and about. You've got people wearing masks and you got apps and things to check in, but a lot of people just have lived life as normal. And this next one, this is why we're going to see an extension, guys. 100 venues on Queensland's exposure list. That's why you're going to see an extension, because they've got so much contact tracing to do. The state list of COVID exposure sites has exploded to include more than 100 venues. The list now extends across much of Brisbane, with sites at St. Lucia, Kenmore, Toowong, Indooroopilly added overnight. Residents are urged to check the list regularly as more venues emerge. See, this is the thing. Well, see, I'm fortunate. I hardly ever go out at the moment, so there you go. I've just got to check for Bunnings and 7-Eleven coffees. That's pretty much it. So when you hear those people that such and such got the COVID and spread it to all these locations, for me it'd be Bunnings, 7-Eleven, Bunnings, 7-Eleven, Bunnings, 7-Eleven. Oh boy, the exciting life of a middle-aged suburban dad. Hey, cheers. Queensland outbreak puts Dutton in ISO. We mentioned earlier that thousands of Queenslanders are now in isolation as a result of the outbreak in the state schools. One of those is Defence Minister Peter Dutton, whose 2 sons attend one of the campuses in question. He will now quarantine for a fortnight. My sons attend a school subject to the current Queensland Health Directive, and as a House member, I'm subject to the 14-day direction, he confirmed. I will quarantine at home with my family. I will therefore be unable to attend Parliament, although will take part in leadership, NSC and ERC and cabinet meetings remotely. And we're going the lockdown has been extended. Queensland Health expecting a surge in cases. Queensland Health System is preparing for a huge jump in COVID cases amid warnings the current outbreak could follow New South Wales footsteps. The state's Chief Health Officer, Jeanette Young, also warned on Monday that the outbreak had heavily destroyed the regional health workforce, with health staff after health staff were forced to quarantine after their kids were exposed to the virus. Queensland's outbreak has been concentrated in schools, with 10 of yesterday's 13 new cases in children under 9. Thousands of residents have been plunged into isolation as a result, and it's understood that includes some of the state's top doctors. So there you go, everyone. A worsening crisis here in Queensland. Can you see us coming out of lockdown on Sunday? Frankly, I can't. I really can't. What do you reckon? Prepare yourself, guys. If you're hoping that it will end on Sunday, it may not. This may be a protracted lockdown. Look at the numbers. Just look at the number of venues that they have to contact trace. Prepare yourself for it. Look at the video Rachel and I did at getting healthy during lockdown. Use this as an opportunity to improve yourself. Take charge of some things. I mean, half the video is we're discussing just changing your diet and taking that. Other people are making suggestions about exercise. What's the Wim Hof method? One viewer is talking about. I have to look at that, but I think it's tricking your body into survival mode by having cold water and ice showers. There you go. See this as an opportunity where you're free of the burden of day-to-day work if you're locked at home, to learn a new skill or to improve yourself. You need to have a positive mindset with everything that's going on in the world these days. As always, thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. If you're a fan of the channel and enjoy the content I create, here are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care. and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.